Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Christine and this is Christine Trends. In today's video tutorial, I will show you exactly how to write a long African folktale story using an AI called ChatGPT. I will show you everything from conceptualizing to ideation and brainstorming. Plus, you will listen to the story and judge for yourself if the AI did great work. And it was a request by a user, and I hope you all find it super helpful. So if you have any topic or tutorial you want me to walk you through, you can always let me know in the comments section. I'll make a video about the topic. But before we proceed, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and like this video if it was super helpful. Please remember to also share it with your friends and your family. Without further say, let's get started. Over here are a YouTube channel that are already making money by writing a folktale story. Whatever is your purpose for writing a folktale story, I'm sure you will find this tutorial super helpful. And this strategy is not limited to African folktale stories, but they can also be used to write a lengthy children's story book or even a novel. As seen, people are already making money from this strategy, as you can see. So if you also want to make money online and you probably don't know how to get started, you should stay glued to this video because this will actually help you get started with this kind of YouTube channel. So if you go over to ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT to write to you a folktale story or whatever kind of story, this is the response you'll probably get using this prompt or some sort of generic prompts. It will be so brief, and this wouldn't make up to 3 minutes of video. And this is just about 500 words. From my experience, ChatGPT and every other AI writing tools I have used give the best response when you literally get involved by giving your instructions and suggestions. And this is what I mean by that. First, you will need to brainstorm, and there are several ways to do this. The first is to use any AI writing tools of your choice. You can try out simplified.com. The second is coming up with your own story idea, and the third is drawing inspiration from successful writers or stories, such as this. When you have a story idea, it becomes easier for ChatGPT to come up with a good narration. Over here is the prompt I used. This is my storyline, and you can even tell ChatGPT to write in chapters. This will also make the story longer, and this is what the prompt says.
This is a story centered around 7 major characters. The story started with a virgin girl named Agona. She and the prince of the village fell in love, and she lost her virginity to the prince, though the prince was deceptive and did not have any plans to wife Agona. She finally got pregnant, and the prince bluntly denied knowing her or even impregnating her. However, as a crown prince it is expected to marry from a royal family. But Agona was from a poor family. She came from the family for 3, though she father died while she was a little child. Now, to cover the shameful act of the prince, he must to get rid of Agona.
And here is the most important part of the prompt. Now, write me a story based on this storyline, but don't conclude the story because there is a continuation, so ensure that you add this statement at the end of your prompt if you are using my style of writing. And this was the response from ChatGPT. As you can see, the narration is true to the storyline, and this is about 600 words, though we aren't done. I also went ahead and requested amendments on 2 scenes, explaining further what the scene should be. And I got a revised version of the first part. Now I was satisfied, and this is how to request a continuation of the story. Importantly, remember to add this line at the end of your prompt, so continue this, but don't conclude it because there is more. This will inform the AI, ChatGPT, not to conclude the story yet. So every time ChatGPT generates an output that I am probably not comfortable with, I will always tell the AI the exact scene that needs to be corrected, just like this scene. I needed more detailed information on how the event played out to help the viewers understand and enjoy the story even better. I hope you are getting the whole idea. Please let me know how best you want me to convey this idea. If you aren't getting it, I can also share with you this chat history if you want. So this is a very lengthy story, interesting and full of suspense. I am not even done. And it is about 1,400 words, which is approximately 9 to 11 minutes of video play, depending on the reading speed. If you want a more detailed story, a more intriguing story, or a story full of suspense, and all of that, you need to brainstorm. end. I just showed you how. So I have another story written in this style to prove if it is a working method. And this storyline is all about a king and his wife. They had been barren for years. And when they finally gave birth, there was a big issue. And that was the beginning and the main idea of the story. Before I wrap it up, I will play the video so you can feel what using AI for writing stories can actually do. If you look at this video here, this has over 4 million views. This is not a joke. I've gone through these videos and they are quite interesting. So try to come up with something intriguing. However, you can get inspiration from somebody's work and you just tweak it a little. It's all about your creativity. You don't need to start from scratch. You can go online and watch a series of videos, then come back to your worksheet and you'll put them together as an outline and over to ChatGPT to make it into a beautiful story. The truth is, you don't even need to be a professional to make this kind of videos. These videos are very basic, but you can still make a lot of money with folktale stories. And to begin, you will need only 3 tools. First, you need an image generator, and for these, Microsoft Bing is proven worthy of generating images in this style. And I have some prompts here. You can signify if you want them in the comments section. And when you get your images, you come over to Clipchamp or any other video editing software of your choice and arrange the generated images according to the scene or story. For the voiceover, if you cannot use your voice, you can explore other options. You might need to hire a voiceover artist or probably clone your voice using either 11lab or play.ht. I find play.ht super helpful. But if you probably don't want to invest any money, you can use Clipchamp. It does work perfectly well. Plus, it has this African voice you can actually use. I think this is basically it. So I would love for you to listen to this play about the king and his wife who was barren, which I stated earlier, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Once upon a time in the village of Aduma, a place rich in culture and adorned with fancy things. With lots of tall trees and waving grass, there lived a king and queen who everyone admired and talked about with great respect. King Akachi and Queen Zahara were the epitome of regal grace and majesty, ruling over their kingdom with wisdom and benevolence. But for all their power and prestige, their joy was incomplete. No cries of a newborn babe had echoed through the royal chambers. For 15 long years, the royal couple had yearned for a child to call their own, but fate had turned a deaf ear to their pleas. They had sought the counsel of medicine men and wise elders, performed rituals and made offerings to the gods, but still, their prayers went unanswered. And then, just when all hope seemed lost, a miracle occurred. Queen Zahara, with child after years of barrenness, felt the stirrings of life within her womb. Joyous cries rang out through the palace, and the entire village rejoiced at the news. The king and queen were to have a child at last. At every Aken market day, was a celebration in the palace. But their joy was short-lived, for when the time came for Queen Zahara to give birth, the gods saw fit to bless them not with one child, but with 2. And in the village of Aduma, where tradition held sway and superstition ruled supreme, the birth of twins was considered a curse, an omen of great misfortune. The news spread like wildfire through the village, and whispers of fear and suspicion filled the air. It was said that the twins were an abomination, a sign of divine displeasure, and that they must be dealt with swiftly and decisively lest calamity befall the kingdom. It was decreed that any twins born in Aduma must be sacrificed on their 7th day, their blood must be spilled upon the sacred altar to appease the angry spirits. King Akachi, his hands bound by tradition, had overseen the grim ritual countless times. The heartbroken cries of mothers, the desperate pleas of fathers, those echoes haunted his soul. Yet the fear of invoking the ancestors' wrath, of doom descending upon Akuma, was a yoke he could not escape. Now, it was his own children who faced the sacrificial blade. But for Queen Zahara, the cries of her newborn babes were like music to her ears, and, cradling her precious newborns, left her heart shatter. She could not, would not, surrender her children to this cruel fate. Sleep became a stranger as she paced the royal chambers, her mind a storm of desperate plans. The villagers, their eyes gleaming with a strange mix of respect and fear, spoke openly of the upcoming sacrifice. They saw her twins not as children, but as cursed omens that must be purged. The villagers clamored for blood, demanding that the twins be sacrificed to appease the gods and restore order to their world. As the villagers whispered amongst themselves, their voices heavy with judgment and condemnation, King Akachi knew that he had no choice but to uphold the laws of their land, no matter how heavy the burden upon his heart. And so, with a heavy heart, he decreed that the twins would be sacrificed on the 7th day following their birth, a grim ritual meant to appease the gods and safeguard the prosperity of Akuma. The queen, she begged and pleaded with her husband to spare their lives, to defy tradition and stand up to the will of the gods, but he wouldn't listen.